Hello and welcome every single person that has walked through these doors on this Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday, where we celebrate another day of existence and of creation, and where we are going to talk about the up-leveling of our beliefs in ourselves so that we are able to create an experience every single day that is going to take us to new levels, not only within our own personal life, but also within our business that is creating so much more purpose and prosperity every single day for ourselves, our family, and for every single person that is going to be walking into our energetic space every single day. We are about to walk into the most abundant and prosperous years of our life, starting today. And I encourage you to look at this day as the first day of your life, where you create every single dream into reality that you've ever written down, right? That you ever had in the forefront of your mind, because that's where it all starts, right? And today we are going to start by divorcing 3 things. We are going to divorce limiting beliefs. We are going to divorce self-doubt and unworthiness. And we are going to divorce fears. All fears and blocks that are preventing us from moving forward, again, in the most prosperous years of our life. And I want to start off by sharing something that I wrote a few years ago. I want to say it was probably in 2017, where I created a post on our Isogenics community, and this particular post went viral. And I want to say the reason why it went viral was because it talked about the most important concepts that we experience every single day of our lives. And oftentimes, well, the vast majority of our society resists it, but it's yet the only concept that keeps us growing and transforming on a consistent basis, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, and that is change. It is often said that change is the only constant in life, yet we are predisposed to resist change because of the risks associated with it. Despite the drawbacks, discomforts, and resistance to change, it is extremely necessary for exponential growth. Today, I am possessed by an infinite and powerful spirit of belief and love for change. I recognize that if I'm not changing, I am not living. What does not kill me empowers me to push myself to accomplish greater feats and ascend to higher peaks. I have the power to control the outcome of my life. Every day, I choose to release my excuses and invite freedom into my existence. I live free from mental restrictions that block me from fulfilling my dreams and life purpose. I am aware that self-care is a divine responsibility and that I control the outcome of my overall well-being. Today, I am grateful for the day that I decided to take control and create the field on which I play with. I am grateful for the holistic health practices that have healed my mind, body, and spirit. These practices that given me the level of self-awareness that I needed to drive consistent change in my life. It all started with a decision to become a better version of myself. And as far as I'm concerned, the change, transformation, and growth has just begun. I am on the hunt for who I have not yet become. And I want to share a transformation that I have experienced over the course of 20 years, actually. And this is the photo that I shared with this particular post. Can everyone see it? Okay, so This particular post was actually a progression of about 12 years from the age of 21 to 35. So the woman on the right bottom corner, I'm not even that woman anymore. And that was actually when I wrote this post. This was in 2018. That was 2017, 2018, around there. And every single person, and I've come across, because I've shared this post with many people, and this was actually one of the posts that went viral on our Isogenics community. And every single woman in this six picture progression, it doesn't even really look like me, especially the woman that I am now. And the reason why I was so inspired to write this post was because throughout my years, I've had an opportunity to experience many transitions. In fact, I joke about the fact that I'm 38, and I feel like at a soul age, I'm about 80 because of the amount of experiences and transformation that I've had an opportunity to experience. People say that, oh, I feel like in my past life, I experienced this. Like, it's funny because a lot of people joke about the past life, experience, and that, you have a capacity throughout your lifetime to experience numerous past lives. Well, you do. And it's so beautiful because through your human evolution, there is no limit to what you can experience, even in your physicality, in the way that you look. So isogenics, what it really means, if you're not familiar with the root word of isogenics, it means balance. And I will tell you that every single woman in this 6 picture progression was seeking something so much greater than herself. And she was seeking external validation and external experiences to create balance within her body. But the more that she sought, like she was seeking outside of herself, the more imbalanced she felt. And it wasn't until I really understood the concept of sustainable change and transformation that things started to really come into fruition with what balance really means. And I will tell you that through this process, and I'm going to stop sharing this, I'm going to stop sharing the screen right now, and I'm going to come back to the call, is that, if we individually don't accept and embrace, one, change, and two, that nothing outside of us is going to bring us contentment, happiness, joy, peace, fulfillment, and even true sustainable wealth. If you continue to seek outside of yourself for that, you're always going to end up disappointed. And what's beautiful about this isogenics community, and really what the whole concept of isogenics really means, is the fact that these systems are allowing us to come back to self, to internal well-being, being happy with who you are, who you have been created to be. And when you accept that as your truth, the reality of things is that you are going to experience abundance in the most prosperous way and the most sustainable way. And that's the only way that you're going to ever be able to find true contentment, happiness, joy, peace, fulfillment, and everything in between that you were brought to this earth to experience. Because I will tell you that planet Earth is the most abundant playground that you will ever have to play on. And oftentimes we will go through numerous challenges. We will go through treacherous experiences that will test our will to live. And you will ask yourself, why did I sign up for this? Why? It's too painful. I don't want to do this anymore. I'd rather not even be here. I don't even want to lead. I don't even think that I don't have the capacity to lead millions and billions of people to the truth. But in reality, you are here for that very reason. And the reason why you're going through everything that you're going through or what you've gone through is to come to that reality, is that you do have the capacity to do it. You were called for a greater purpose. And the only reason why you're tested every single day, and really the biggest test, is knowing that you're not even being tested. It really is just like, it's one of those experiences that really allows you to see the experience from a higher perspective. And when you see the experience from a higher perspective, it takes you seconds to come back to self and recognize that this is just an experience that I'm having in order for me to create balance within my own experience, to accept what's coming at me and just to release it immediately. But it doesn't happen that way until you've gone through numerous, it's like years of a testing ground where like your will to live is being tested. And, you're having all of these experiences that are strengthening you, that are molding you, that are giving you the courage, that are blessing you with all the tools and the resources that you need to stand strong and resilient and where you are right now in this current moment. Because in reality, everything that has happened, even yesterday and earlier today, is already history. It's history. It's no longer, it's not in our current reality. What is just the memory of it, right? But we can go back to that memory. And I like to utilize my experiences and even my memories of everything that I've gone through as a way to self-reflect, as a way to evaluate the experience, whether it felt good or whether it felt not so good. And it gives me the opportunity to really course correct how I want to feel in this current reality that I am creating, again, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. And I want to remind you, and I want you to remind yourself on a consistent basis that you are the architect of your life. You are the architect of your destiny. You are the designer. You are the creator. You are the doer. You are the steward. You are the missionary. You are the leader, right? And all of us, we look so different, and it's so beautiful that we are so multicultural, right? And we all have different experiences. We all look a little different. We all dress differently. We have different likes. We have different dislikes. But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, we all really desire the same thing. Very similar, right? We all want to experience, I like to use the word bliss. We all want to experience bliss. Is this why we're doing this? And I really want you to ask yourself that question. Why am I doing this? And why am I going to continue to do this every single day? Because through the 7-year progression that I've been in within this company, I have experienced a lot of change, not only within myself, but also the company has gone through a major evolution. And we have even lost leaders that probably we never thought we were going to lose to other companies or to, other industries, maybe. People that were making 6 and 7 figures that you're just like, why would they even leave? Why would they trade this for something else? Right? And every single one of you that are here today, you're here up until this point for a reason, whether you're new or whether you've been here for quite some time. And I will tell you that this vehicle that we have here with Isogenics is the most abundant vehicle that you will ever come across. At 38, I've had an experience to work for a variety of companies and a variety of industries, which is really amazing because a lot of times we don't really give ourselves the opportunity to experiment or experience, right? And it's really important for us to use this training ground as an opportunity for us to experience life to the fullest. We should never really limit ourselves to the experiences that we could have, because the more experiences that we have, the more abundant and wealthy we become. It's not just the amount of money that we have in the bank. It really is the amount of experiences that create the most abundant mindset. And with a mindset expansion, we have to have more experiences in order for us to expand, right? So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to have been able to work for a variety of companies before Isagenix came into my life, because when Isagenix came into my life, I knew that there was something different about this company. There was something different about this community, and there was something different about these systems. Because over the course of these 7 years, I have had an opportunity to release 50 pounds, and I have been trying to do that my entire life and actually sustain it. And through these 7 years, not only have I lost 50 or released 50 pounds, but I've been able to sustain it, and I'm continuously transforming my internal well-being and my physical. Like, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. This has been the fuel to my like, seriously, the fuel to my fire, and what I needed for my soul lessons in order for me to take this vehicle to a new dimension of reality. And I really want you to ask yourself this question: what am I going to do from this point forward, utilizing this vehicle and these systems to take my experience to a whole new level, so I can experience abundance and prosperity every single day of my life, regardless of how much money is in the bank account or how many people are going to say yes to this opportunity. Because I will tell you that up until this moment, it's almost as though, this 7 years has been like a training ground for me, where I've developed my skill set and really developed the strength that I needed to take it to a new level, to where now I have the preparation and the capacity to really fully lead with a servant heart, right? But I will tell you that probably any other person would have left already, because I'm like, this isn't working. Like, nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. They don't get it. It's not working. But it is, because you're the one that has to change. You have to do the work. You have to transform yourself, and you have to transform your mindset in order for you to see the physical reality differently, in order for you to align with leaders that actually get it. And they see that you're doing the work, so they're going to follow your lead, and they're going to do what you're asking them to do, because you're living out what these systems are asking you to do, how they were designed to be done, in order for you to have not only the internal transformation, where your cells are dancing every single day, right? Where you're creating longevity for yourself, right? And where your physical reality, your physical body is actually changing because it's responding to what's happening inside of you. And once that happens, and when you recruit yourself on a daily basis, is when people are going to start aligning with you, and it's going to be sustainable for you over the course of your life. And it's going to happen at such a rapid pace that you're going to be like, whoa. But you're actually going to have the energy. You're going to have the energy, and you're going to have the focus, and you're going to have everything you need, all the tools that you need to be able to do this every single day without feeling like you're depleted and you don't have what it takes to give to those that really need you, because this is what it's all about. So I also want to share with you something that I wrote, because I truly believe that the way that we recruit ourselves is by having conversations with ourselves that are congruent with our higher purpose. They're in alignment with what you believe about yourself. And so it's really important that you're doing this on a consistent basis, and that when you're having these conversations with your higher self, because sometimes it has to happen in your like spiritual reality before it actually physically manifests. And I will tell you that for the longest time, I didn't believe what I'm speaking to you about. I didn't believe that about myself. So I hate to use this. Well, I don't really care to use this phrase as much. So I'm finding other ways to do it. But you know that phrase that says, fake it till you make it? Well, I used to speak to myself in ways where I was affirming these beliefs that I didn't necessarily believe about myself yet, but I knew that I needed to really like drill that into my subconscious mind. So I would write notes, like love notes to myself. I mean, I had Post-it notes all over the place. I even would write love notes to myself on my mirror. And that was the first thing that I would see every time I looked at myself in the mirror. And I would affirm those things. And so I would speak things as though they were until I believed it. And I will tell you that years later, and through that process, I really had to accept myself where I was as I was continuously doing the work. Because I was, you know, we all as human beings are our own worst critic. We are our own worst critic. We beat ourselves to the ground oftentimes. But our inner dialogue is so important. It's so important. So, you know, as you continue to cultivate this inner dialogue that is kind, that is sincere, that is loving, that is unconditional, you're going to start to believe, your subconscious is going to start to really, you know, reprogram. And it's going to start to really manifest in your physical reality in the way that your physical body starts to look, right? And so I want to share what I wrote today, and I'm actually going to copy and paste it and put it in the chat box, because I really want you to write this love note for yourself. And I want to encourage you, you know, to really start speaking these words of affirmation into your life every single day and script it as though it already is. So today I continue in my purity journey, cleansing myself from thought patterns that keep me stagnant and no longer serving me. I no longer am confined by the limitations in my mind, as all blocks have been removed from my life. I sit in my new body, living free from all beliefs that imprison me. Abundance is my birthright, and I make the choice to step into the power that was gifted to me by the one that created me. I love me so deeply. I love myself enough to embrace everything that is already planted within me. Now is my time to shine. I absolutely love my life, and I am now stepping into the most abundant and prosperous years of my life. And so it is. And I want you to take this love note, and I want you to write it to yourself. And I want you to repeat that to yourself, and I want you to plant that into your subconscious mind, because you deserve it. And in order for you to continue to attract, you know, the most prosperous and abundant years of your life, you're going to have to recruit yourself and believe that you are worthy, of what you are receiving every single day, because you are the most valuable investment and asset that you will ever pour into every single day. And I can't remind you of that enough, because, you know, as human beings, we think that we have to have, you know, we have to have a certain amount of money in the bank. We have to drive a certain type of car. We have to live in a certain size house. We have to have like all these material possessions or a title or whatever it is to feel worthy. But I want to encourage you and remind you today that you are worthy as is. no matter what it looks like in the external world. Just the fact that you are alive and breathing today, you are so valuable and you are so worthy. And until you accept that, you know, that you're going to continue to keep yourself stagnant and blocked from the other blessings that are trying to trickle in. So with this, I want to open it up to a dialogue, and I really want to, invite you to step out with courage to speak out what it is that you feel in your body you're going to experience starting today. So whoever wants to go first, please unmute yourself.
I would love to go first. Thank you, Rebecca, for this phenomenal training. It's absolutely incredible, the fact that we're getting it for free. And congratulations to everyone that showed up, everyone that's paying attention, that's taking notes. We learn, we do, we teach. And what I got away from this call is the fact that we have to grow. We have to get out of our comfort zone and become the best version of ourselves. And really, if we want our life to change, we have to change. If we want our life to improve, we have to improve. And how do we do that? What books are we reading, right? Leaders are readers. And you have so many golden nuggets. I took so many lessons, and thank you so much for this. It's just mind blowing. I'm going to get rid of some habits. I'm going to today, before I go to sleep, I'll write down 2 habits that's not serving you. I'm serving myself. So and replace it with a good habit. So thank you for this.
Thank you, Sunny. I appreciate it. Amy, go ahead.
Thank you, Rebecca. And I, ditto exactly what Sunny said here. And once again, Rebecca, your message is like coming out of the woodwork. It's like the same message that every time that you do this, it's been ringing in my ears. And I had an experience last night too, that it was all of a sudden that, you know what, Amy, you need to really have that self-confidence and belief in who you are, because no one else is going to believe it if you don't. And they teach us that we need to figure out who our avatar is, who's our audience, who we are attracting. We're attracting who we are. And if we don't know who we are, then who knows who we're going to attract. So we really have to come to grips with that. And I love some of those words you said is, truly being happier and peaceful and in the truth and the fulfillment in the moment of who you are right now. And the moment we can do that, then it's like, oh, this is who I should be talking to. And that confidence it's everything. And it's going to be able to allow us to enjoy today and not go, I'll be happy when. And that's exactly what your message is sharing with me this morning. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And I'm so grateful for you, Rebecca, and everybody here.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking, the opportunity to share what you got out of this message. And, it's truly so amazing. And I will tell you that aside from the people that you attract that are similar to who you are, you're also going to attract people that need what you have to offer. And they're probably going to be completely opposite of you. But with your confidence and your ability to really adapt, you have the capacity to tune in and to allow your vessel, right, your living vessel, to give out what that person needs to hear, the energy that you need to exert. You're going to have the capacity to do that for people, because I will tell you that we live in a duality filled world, right? We live in light and darkness, and where there is darkness, there's light. Where there's light, there's darkness, and light attracts darkness, right? So you as the light, you're going to attract a lot of darkness, which is why we experience a lot of treacherous experiences throughout our life. But the more that you learn the duality, the contrast that we have to experience within our human evolution on planet Earth, the more we're going to be able to adapt quickly, where we're able to transmute the darkness, right? And to be able to say like, oh, this is what's happening. and you're able to come back to center to create more balance, harmony, and you're going to be able to selflessly and harmoniously give what that person or those people need from you without being completely impacted and affected in a negative way. This is what isogenics is so important. It's why it's so important, because these systems allow our bodies to come back to center. But we have to do the work every day, fuel our bodies with what it needs in order for it to thrive and come back to balance. And that's your responsibility. Yes, Jamika, go ahead.
Thank you guys. I always say this Zoom meeting is amazing as usual. I definitely loved your words every single time you pick the exact words that I feel like need to be said at the time. One thing that I definitely have done to make sure that I'm staying up on keeping myself like in that mindset of being the best version of myself is that I have put a baby picture of myself like on my screensaver so that every time I look at my phone, it's like a constant reminder of who did that little girl need at that time. And then that's who I'm striving to be constantly. So just trying to do as many things, like you said, all those little love notes and everything, just trying to do as much as possible to remain, because it's so easy for us to get like, just everything is so much going on around us. So it's so easy to get distracted. So it's just like keeping those little focuses, kind of throughout our day. So when you see that, you're like, okay, I remember I need to do this. I need to do that. So yeah, definitely. And I love the Zooms.
Oh my gosh. Yes, 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 yes. Going back to your childlike essence, the way that I talked about in our last, the last opportunity that I had to share, going back to your childlike essence is really going to give you the opportunity to be in your purest form. To go back to the time in your life where nothing really bothered you. Like if you had an experience that was, just hard, it was like you forgive, you forget, and you keep it moving. Right. And forgiveness is so important. And forgiveness starts with you first. It's not about the other person. It really is. Forgiveness is for you because you literally cut energetic ties with everything outside of you. And when you really think about the experiences that you're having with other people, it really is a reflection back to you. It's always an opportunity to come back to you. Why is this impacting me? Why is this person triggering me this way? What is it inside of me that I need to heal in order for me to let this go? Because everything outside of you, it really is nothing personal, right? And as personal as we want to take it, everything is like a projection, right? So the more that we're able to come back to our childlike essence, the more we're going to be able to just like let things just coasting, right? Like you're just like, you feel like you're high on life every day because you're just like, I am learning so much about myself through this process. And I'm just going to give myself so much love. And I'm going to extend that same love that other people need, because people are really suffering right now. And we are the light. We are the light that this world needs. 1000%. We are here for a reason. And, we were gifted isogenics for a reason. And we have this gift every single day to bring more harmony and balance within our own energetic space, the body and the vessel that we live in, for us to extend that to other people. And it doesn't matter. I remember Michael Klaus on the celebration stage talked about not underestimating the amount of time that it will take you to build this business. Because time is a man-made construct. We can quantum leap into new dimensions of time by just shifting our mindset. But what happens is that we are allotted a certain amount of time to grasp our soul lessons. It's like you have to go through a certain amount of experiences for you to grasp this experience and this lesson to master in order for you to go to that next level, for you to be able to sustain the millions and billions of dollars that are going to be flowing through your bank account. We have a responsibility that we have to gain, right? And so in order for you to have that responsibility, that massive amounts of responsibility, right? Because being a millionaire and a billionaire is a massive responsibility. Think about how many people you have to impact to be able to cultivate that amount of money. Do you have that capacity? Everybody says, I want to be a millionaire, but nobody wants to do the work. Right? So it's really important for us to, and I'm speaking literally like this is coming out of my mouth and I'm like literally speaking to myself. This comes to myself first, you know, and these are valuable lessons that I've had to learn throughout my human evolution, and I'm continuously learning, because we have to take responsibility every single day for the vessel that we live in and the experiences that we're having. So I just encourage you, you know, as we end another abundant year, regardless of how difficult it has been, utilize this experience, you know, to really just evaluate and to go into this new year with a new perspective, because it's all about shifting your perspective to a higher realm. And that is just the next dimension in your mind, right? It's the next dimension that we're walking into in our mind. So like the next dimension is a new experience, and that's a new version of you. And we're releasing, again, we're divorcing limiting beliefs. We're divorcing self-doubt and unworthiness. And we're divorcing fears and any glass ceilings that were created for us by society. They don't exist. Anybody else want to share? I know that somebody like has a burning desire to share.
I'll just add a couple comments to what Sunny and Amy have already said so wonderfully. It was good that you acknowledged your past experiences, and that you mentioned that it wasn't a waste of time, that it was a part of your validation for the future. And those are all, even though they look like little mini failures, each one probably brought you to several steps higher with new. I know that I was in several companies, not because I wanted to be, but because they failed or the management failed or whatever. And but I always felt that it gave me a huge perspective on the industry, which I didn't have before. And so I just thought that was great that you used that as a validation.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Marilyn. I don't believe in mistakes. I believe that every experience that we have is an opportunity to learn, to evaluate, and to do it differently. You know, so oftentimes as a humanity or as an individual, we beat ourselves up for the mistakes, right, that we make, but they're not. They're just an opportunity for growth and to see things differently. And the more experiences that you have, the more expanded your perspective becomes. So yeah, it's important. It's important for us to have that, to have contrast. Amy says, how lucky are we? And here we think we joined Isogenics to improve our physical health. The best personal development course ever. We'd spend years and tons of money to get this kind of coaching here today with this beautiful training and with so many leaders offering their wisdom as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate and value every single person because time is currency. Time is our most valuable asset, one of our most valuable assets, aside from just our physical being, right? And so everything that we choose to do with our vessel and our time, it's creating currency. And I also believe that consciousness is the new currency. And the more we're able to develop our consciousness, the more aware we become, the more we're going to be able to create and circulate with the tangible money, right? Because where does money flow? It flows to people that have the capacity to be responsible, right? Who else would love to share? Oh, so to me, Jamaica asked if where to get this recording. I'm actually going to upload it to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to share it with the group before the year ends, because it's really important for us to go back to this conversation. I don't even really know what came out of my mouth, so I'm going to listen to it again because I think that this message was really important for me as well going into this new year. So anybody else have a burning desire to share? Amy?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I have so many things I'd like to share. It's just so beautiful. It's just, you have given us so much, not only of a reminder, but the approval that we can accept who we are. And I just love all these words that you've shared. And it's like, I just go back to it again. If we don't understand who we are and accept that, then our growth is not going to continue. And when we do that, it's crazy what happens. And is it David T.S. Wood or who says it? When you get in your head, you're dead. Is that how that goes? So it's getting out of your head, getting into your heart, and allowing that to really, show the way of who we really can be, and trusting that process, that the growth will continue, and that who we are today is going to be different tomorrow when we accept that.
1000%. 1000%. And it's amazing. I mean, I was telling Sunny today before the call that I look at myself now and I can't, like, I'm sitting in my dream body. I used to dream about this. And I mean, it was just so far-fetched for me, because there were years, even when I was doing isogenics in the beginning, where I was doing all the work, like I was going hard. And I didn't feel like anything was happening in my physical world. Like my body wasn't changing. I mean, I felt differently internally, but I felt so uncomfortable for the most part. Like this was so uncomfortable. And I was like, I would call the girl that sponsored me, and I'm just like, this isn't working. Like, I feel like nothing's happening. And she's like, just trust the process. And I continued to do the work no matter what. And I would even take it to new levels. Like I changed myself so much, because it really, I understood that in order for me to be a master of self, I had to really make a lot of changes. I mean, Sunny and I talked about the fact that we lost so many people throughout the process. We released, transitions, losses, failures. I mean, just so many things that happened throughout this journey. But when I look at myself in the mirror now, I'm like, sometimes I can't even believe it. Like, who is this girl? Who is this girl? Like, this is so, and it's just the beginning, right? Like just the beginning. So can you imagine like what you can do, like the capacity that you have if you just continue to believe that vision that is coming to you to the forefront of your mind, like it's not there for no reason. Like it's been gifted to you for a reason. You can see it for a reason. And if you can tangibly hold it in your mind, it's tangible in the physical reality, right? What's that scripture that says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen? You have to see it and you have to believe it and you have to feel it first before it becomes a part of your physical reality. You know, so I would love to hear from Victoria. I'm gonna start calling people out.
Put me in the spot. Oh, blimey. My gosh, I mean, all these words, I'm still, slowly taking them in. I mean, you have such a spirit and such a capacity to communicate with these wonderful words. I have to say, Jamaica, I loved what Jamaica said about the child in you. It's so important. We often forget it because we're in our adult heads. And again, Amy, marrying the heart and the mind. And yes, loving your inner child, no matter what happens in life, and no matter, as you say, Rebecca, no matter how many challenges we face or people who say the wrong thing and it hurts us because it's touching that ego. Forget the ego and just embrace, who the essence of you. And I sometimes think, gosh, pick yourself up like if you were a baby and hold yourself, look at yourself for the first time when you were born. Imagine you're your parent, loving that little thing that is so defenseless, but yet, so capable of purity and love. Oh gosh, I'm glad I joined. Thank you, Rebecca. And thank you, Sunny, Amy, and Jamaica, and all of you for sharing.
Thank you, Victoria. Oh, I just love listening to your voice. It's so beautiful. That's why I called on you. But yeah, no, it's really incredible, to be able to embrace that inner child within ourselves, because we all have that. We're all adults with that pure inner child essence. And the more that we embrace that, the more joyful and blissful our experiences are going to be. Is it Laureness? Is that how you pronounce your name?
My name is Laureen. I use my middle initial S. That's probably why that came up like that. But yeah, you can definitely call on me because I just love, I feel like God is just flowing through you and leading this conversation. And I totally believe that you're not sure of all the words that came out of your mouth because it was just flowing and it was beautiful. And I'm so glad that I was able to jump on this call. And I do feel like that's something that I'm learning, letting that God flow through us. This is why we are here, and letting that God flow through us. Because when I hear, I even talked with Melissa about this, but I hear hesitancy in my sometimes when I'm talking with people, and I need to just trust that and just trust. I'm coming from my heart. I'm coming with all things that I'm here to do and here to be. And so I just love the demonstration of the trust and the flowing. And I want that so much more for myself and for all of us, because I think that's what holds us back. People hear that hesitancy sometimes, but we need to trust. We know the gift we have. We know why we're here, and I absolutely love that. So thank you for demonstrating that for all of us.
Thank you so much, Laureen. I will tell you, I had a conversation with a woman that is in my downline, and she just so happens to be a human design coach. And she has been coaching human design for over 30 years. She is a published author. And we had such a beautiful conversation the other day because the childlike essence continues to come to the forefront of my mind. In fact, the last training that I did, I read a poem called Returning to My Childlike Essence. It was a freedom manifesto. And it talked about going back to the purity of our childlike essence again. And we were having a conversation about how all of us have the capacity to tune into ourselves and into our intuition. However, the moment that we are planted in our mother's womb, that we are being programmed. We are being programmed and conditioned by society to not tune into our inner guidance. And naturally, we all have that. We all have a masculine and a feminine energy. It's the right and left hemispheres of our brain, right? And so when we have the capacity, which I always encourage people when they start their day, I love to do what's called a semi-synchronization of the brain. I do these binaural beat meditations, and I practice the art of bringing both sides of my brain together. So activating them to where I am functioning with an open brain, right? And so oftentimes as a human being, especially because we've been so programmed and conditioned that we're only operating off of certain percentages of our brain. Nootropics, so important. Nootropics, cleansing the body, adaptogen elixir, just de-stressing, tuning in, grounding, right? And just really tuning into the body, getting really quiet and still, right? Because the more that you can do that, the more you can decipher whether you are being like the noise is affecting you, the outer noise, or it's really your inner guidance telling you where to go and what to do, right? That's up to you, right? Because every single one of us has a specific DNA code, right? That we were brought here to activate. And so the more that we tune into what we need individually, the more we're going to be able to go out into the world and like be drawn right to the areas that we need to go. One of the prayers that I always call out when I get into my car and I leave my home is whatever it is that you pray to. For me, I believe in God. I believe that God resides inside of me. And, it's a part of who I am. And so I always pray out to God to protect me, to guide me, to take me to the places that I need to go, to speak to the people that I need to speak to, and to put me in the spaces that are going to elevate my experiences and the people that I'm interacting with on a consistent basis, right? And when you're calling out those prayers, and when you're aware of what you're thinking and you're speaking out of your body, the more you're going to be able to tune into that energetic field that is going to take you to the spaces that you need to be in. And you're going to be protected at all times, right? So tuning into yourself is so important. And this is why Isagenix is genius. It's brilliant because these systems work synergistically together to bring your body back into harmony and balance. The more balanced and harmonized you are, the more in tune you will be.
Yep.
Anyone else like to share? We've been on for over an hour and
Rebecca,
I value your time. Yeah. Yes, Connie.
I just had a burning desire to just kind of what I got, a summarization. This was incredible, as usual. You are always awesome. I wrote down a little toward the end of your conversation, and something you said was consciousness is the new currency. And then you just said something else that I added to it, which was awareness. And then you said the Bible verse that you quoted, first you must see it, feel it, and I think it was experience it. I forgot what the last word was. And so to me, for me personally, what that means to me is in order to have the awareness and the consciousness, because consciousness is, if we know where we are, where we're going, and we know who we truly are, then that is an incredible currency to have for our future. And that just really spoke to me. And to me, I things I thought about that I can do for that are creating a vision board and journaling and meditation and praying to work toward that consciousness for my new currency.
1000%. 1000%. It all starts with you.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so yes, go ahead, Deborah.
Greetings on this penultimate day of 2022. I had to step away for a half a second because my doorbell rang and it was my Isogenics delivery coming. Yes, indeed, my NAD and my nootropics just arrived. So thanks be to God for that. You're such a blessing. Each and every single person on this call is such a blessing. We learn so much, and we have to just be so open. And I'm just so thankful. I want to say that first and foremost. Yes, I agree, Victoria, totally. A gentleman that I worked with in the past, his name is Jim Fortin. He is an amazing, just an amazing guy. And one of his gifts is transformation, and it's a daily. I think we all can agree it's a daily process. But one of his statements that he's included in his workshop of the mind, and I don't know if this is reverse, if you can read it, but it says, you are in complete influence of the circumstances of your life. And, you know, we talk about, me and myself in my head, we talk about the why nots, why I can't do something, why it's those limiting beliefs, and it's those fears, and it's really handcuffing us from sharing what this beautiful opportunity and this lifestyle is. And I am so committed going forward today, going forward, because yesterday is in the past. We can't change that. What is has been. But what's going forward is that we can influence not only the circumstances of our life, but the circumstances of others. And it's sharing this gift, and it's sharing that love. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yes, absolutely. Every day is a new opportunity to create a new experience and an opportunity to re-recruit ourselves, you know, and developing the belief that we need within ourselves in order for us to take our business and our life, most importantly, to new levels. It's so important to not give up, because we're in this for the long haul. This company is such a gift. We know that it's not going anywhere. It's the most incredible gift that we've ever been given. And so let's utilize the systems that we need, you know, that Isogenics offers to feel the best, create the best bodies, the best minds, the best spirits, right? Like, you know, the best hearts, right? We do this with, you know, just selfless, you know, we just need to be selfless in the process, but in order for us to be able to do that, we need to pour into our own vessel and to expand our heart, right? To develop the compassion and the empathy and the grace and all of it, to be able to, again, just address our own limiting beliefs every single day, release them, right? As we cleanse our bodies, release them for good, whether it happens in phases or not, like, but knowing that you are worthy of it. And we are literally inviting in, as of today, we are inviting in all of the downpour of blessings, all of it. It's like coming down like a rainfall, like a storm, like a massive storm. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. Anyone else? Anyone else before we get off? No shares? Okay, awesome. Well, I am so grateful for each and every one of you. You are so incredible. And I can't tell you like how honored I feel to be able to facilitate this call to you incredible human beings that, you know, are here serving planet Earth. We are up leveling the vibration of this planet second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. We are blessing so many people that are coming into our energetic field. And I am just so excited to continue to work together to make massive impacts in our world. Thank you and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Rebecca.
Great day, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thanks,
Rebecca.
Rebecca and everybody.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you. Have
Thanks
an amazing
everyone for
Thanks for
day.
sharing.
everybody's shares. It was
Thank you,
awesome.
Rebecca. You were awesome.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Have an amazing
Aloha.
day.
New Year to everyone.
Eve.